Hello, everyone. If you know me well, I imagine you're probably thinking it's weird for Restart Dragon to make a video showing his face, especially full screen. But just a quick update with the montage thing, and then this video is mainly to tell a story about my true colors. I made a thumbnail 3 weeks ago, and I used that in a small, I guess, short teaser video. Um, I usually do that with the thumbnails that I'm going to use in the future montage. The montage probably would have been done by now, but lots of personal things were happening in my life. And, well, life can hit you pretty hard. And life hit me pretty hard the past 3 weeks, so let's just leave it at that. Um, I don't believe, um, let me start again. I believe that people were destined to meet at certain times. I believe everything happens for a reason. So I went to the store. I didn't have to, but I got a $60 payday loan. I think it was 60 bucks. For the record, my camera is to my right. That's why I keep looking over there. And, I believe I was destined to help this person that I'm going to mention. Went to the store. I try to help homeless people when I can, even though it's not much. So, I got into the lobby. I did see this girl sitting outside near the bike racks, and I turned, and I saw her sign saying homeless, and at the bottom it said pregnant. Any help would be appreciated, God bless type of thing. And I was like, what do I do? And long story short, my grandmother raised me very, very well. So I was like, you know what? I'll be fine without $60. Um, she needs help more than I need food. So, anyways, so I went up to her, and the first thing I said was, honestly, miss, I have no idea what to say to you. Um, I believe I told her I just rent a room, so I can't help you with that. Moments like this make me wish I was very financially stable, and I would help people like this in need. But I asked her, did you want something to eat, or so she asked for a sandwich, and she had a smoothie drink. It's almost like a liter, I believe. What's that company? Boat Farms, I think it was. So she asked for a sandwich and a smoothie drink, another smoothie drink. And I said, well, it's very busy in there, as you can see. So just bear with me and be patient. I will be back out. Um, I got her, I didn't see any sandwiches, but I got her 4 subs and 2 more of those big smoothie drinks. And I was expecting her to say, you shouldn't have gotten all that for me. So I basically said ahead of time, um, don't worry about it. Yeah, I know you said 1 drink and 1 sandwich, but I got you 4 sandwiches and 2 drinks, both subs. But um, and for someone, to lie about being homeless and being pregnant, it would have to be really down. That'd be pretty low, like down in the dirt. But I mean, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, and I couldn't quite tell, but it looked like she did. Her belly was starting to grow a bit, so she must have recently found out she was pregnant. Um, and I said it again to her, like, Miss, I'm sorry, I really did not know what to say to you. Um, um, this is probably a no, I said to her, but there's no, there's no one that can actually help you, or, And she said to me, well, no, actually, because my family is all, they're all down in the States. And it's a good thing I went out when I did because she was getting ready to leave. Um, I don't know how tough that is to deal with, especially mentally, being homeless and pregnant, just homeless at all. Usually, well, just being homeless itself, but usually now the shelters fill up pretty quickly. I was homeless once, like 11 years ago. It was 3 weeks, but I was in a shelter, but I that was alone still pretty tough for me to deal with mentally. I don't know why I did not ask her for her name. I totally forgot. The bus she took, it basically goes back and forth between one edge of my city and the other end of the city, the opposite end of the city, sorry, east and west. So she could have she could be anywheres. Um but the way when I first talked to her, asked her if she wants something to eat, and when I gave her her stuff, the way she said thank you, um the tone in her voice, she was very grateful, and she could tell, I mean, I'm sorry, I could tell, like, or anyone could tell, like, she was going through some stuff. So um again, I just give people the benefit of the doubt. But I actually was my intention was actually going to the store and giving my number to some good looking chick. um I had my number down on a piece of paper, and I was gonna look for a chick who with tattoos, um or someone I knew who was of age, but I had down on the piece of paper 18 plus or older with a question mark. And then I was like, if so, text me. And then I had written down my name and number on the piece of paper. And I was going to do this. I was going to pretend like the girl, if I saw a girl, a woman I was good looking that I liked, I was going to pretend to go up to her and say, hey, miss, I'm sorry to bother you, but you dropped this piece of paper on the floor just not long ago. Um, so I told the homeless girl, um, that was my intention because I had my number on a piece of paper. And I said to her, like, if you ever get to a phone, especially, I guess, if things get better for you, or even if they don't get better for you, if you ever get to a phone, whether it's just like a regular house phone, a regular home phone, or if you get someone to let them say yes, someone who says yes for you to use their cell phone, you can call or text me and let me know how you're doing. Um, It's like I it's like I really am sorry. Like I know we don't know each other, but I really do hope things get better for you. And I think that third time she said thank you, I guess you could hear in her voice how touched she was that I was helping her. Um, Again, it was just $60. Um, this is kind of stalkerish, but I I I really bothers me that like I didn't get her name, but um again, she could be anywhere in the city. Like I would recognize her again for sure. And I might just try and find her, not to be a creep, but just to see how she's doing. There's no question in my mind that I will see her and recognize her when I do. Kind of said that backwards. I will recognize the moment I see her. Um, it's it made me feel a lot better about my living situation, and things could always be worse, people. Um, so always count your blessings and be grateful for what you have. I mean, a lot of people do not have a roof over their head, and it seems like it's only getting worse. So that's a story of my true colors. Like I said, my grandmother raised me very well, and no, this is a true story. It's not like a fake story or anything like that. It's just who I am. Like I've thought about not being a nice guy and not being respectful, but it's not the way I was raised. So and I'm glad my grandmother raised me the way she did. But um, it's it's still mind-boggling being that girl being homeless and pregnant. Um, I'm still at a loss for words, but again, an example of a story that tells people my true colors. I may screw things up a lot, like you know, I did screw up a few things with friends the past 3 weeks, and I tried to make it right, but it's up to them now. So I was an a-hole to say the least, but I may do stupid stuff sometimes, but I try to make it right, and in the end, like I always do the right thing. So anyways, thank you for listening. Just stay safe, everyone, and I mean, all it takes is one simple act of kindness, and you could change somebody's life, like I did. Um, I believe, like again, her and I were destined to meet, and I was destined to help her. Um, and I believe with how can I say this? I believe I did save her life in a way that day. Um, 'Cause you never know what someone's going through. So I mean, it's free to be nice people. So, anyways, take care. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.